Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is hair. H-A-I-R.
Really?
You bet your life. Elgin American, creator of America's most beautiful compact, smartest cigarette cases, magic action lighters, finest dresser sets, presents Groucho Marx in the Elgin American show, You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here's that sterling Elgin American, the one, the only...
Groucho! That's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $2,000 for one of our couples tonight. George Fenneman, who's first on the docket?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a pair of newlyweds. And here they are, Mr. and Mrs. Frank Goodell. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for Elgin American Compact. Thank you. And if you say the secret word, you win a 16-millimeter Apollo Sound movie projector that sells for $129.50. It's a common word, something you always have with you. You two are newlyweds, eh? Right. Mrs. Frank Goodell, is that right?
Yes, sir.
You're not related to John Goodell.
That's what I know.
You're the blushing bride, I take it.
I'm the bride.
Mr. Goodell, if I'm not too impudent, how old are you?
53.
And you're a newlywed, huh?
That's right.
Took you a long time to find a preacher, didn't it?
Didn't find a preacher, he was a judge.
What were you up on, a traffic rap? And how old are you, Mrs. Goodell?
I'm 58.
Well, you don't look it. And,
to be honest.
well, you don't have to be honest with me. Huh? I won't be honest with you. And How long ago was this knot tied?
4 days.
4 days ago. Was the knot tied good and tight?
I hope so. I think so.
Mm-hmm. Maybe too tight the way he looks right now. Maybe stopping his circulation. Who attended the wedding, Frank?
Oh, the judge and the court clerk.
Where were you out? Bowling? What do you do for a living, Frank?
I'm an attendant at the Brentwood Hospital.
Mrs. Goodell, are you working?
I work there, too.
Oh, you both work there. And you met her in the hospital. How did it happen?
Oh, I just bumped into her somewhere around there on the ground. Just don't remember.
You bumped into her on the ground?
Quite remember.
What, were you crawling along? Can you fill in the details of the first meeting, Mrs. Goodell? It must have impressed you, I imagine.
Well, he isn't altogether right.
About anything?
Well, about our meeting.
Oh.
Because it happened...
I thought you were going to say he wasn't all together and let it go.
No, I just mean that that isn't altogether the way it happened. A mutual friend of ours, a lady, came to me and said to me, I want you to meet a friend of mine.
Who was crawling along on the ground?
She didn't say that. And she said, I want to bring him over to your house. And as I go, I'll say, Frank, get her telephone number. And, of course, if he's seen it 2 times, he'll try it on me. So, all right, I wrote the telephone number very carefully for him. And then from there, we waited for things to happen.
What did you say when you proposed to Mrs. Goodell?
I just said, let's get married.
Did he tell the truth, Mrs. Goodell?
Well, no, it didn't happen quite like that.
Your two stories don't exactly jive, Frank.
Oh, well, I get all twisted up, you know.
Yeah. Well, when she gets you home, she'll unravel you, I think. Well, in spite of my being so nosy, I hope the wedding bells aren't as cracked as I am, Frank. And we want you to have some perfect Christmas gifts from our sponsor.
For Mrs. Goodell, a gift any bride will enjoy. This lovely engraved dresser set by Elgin American.
That is beautiful.
And what have you got for Frankie boy here, huh?
And Mr. Goodell, for your ideal Christmas gift, Elgin American's hand-engraved sterling silver cigarette case that holds 20 regular or 16 king-size cigarettes.
Well, Frank, let's get back to your marriage, shall we?
Sure, okay.
Well, you don't have to be so enthusiastic about it. Now, after the honeymoon, did you carry her over the threshold?
No, but I'm thinking about it.
Well, that's good enough, I think. Now, Mrs. Goodell, what particular advantages are there in marrying late in life? I mean, you get companionship.
Companionship, yes, indeed.
Security. You have anything to add to that, Frank?
Not a thing. Everything she says is right.
Haven't you any ideas of your own about why it's nice you got married?
Oh, sure. Clean clothes. Someone to cook for me and play
Clean
canasta.
clothes, huh? You could have married a laundromat, you know.
Someone to play canasta with.
Good thing he isn't crazy about football, huh? You might have married Red Grange, huh? Red Grange. That'll give you an idea of the last time I saw a football game. Now, what's been your biggest thrill, Mrs. Goodell?
I think the fact that we are married.
That's a very sentimental answer. That's very pretty. Now, what about you, Frank? What's been your most thrilling experience that you can remember?
When I shot my first deer.
You know, you've got more romance in your little finger than you have in all the rest of your body. Well, it's certainly been nice having you here, and we want to best wishes to both of you from all of us. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to work together as a team for $2,000. But first, I want you to pay attention to this.
Oh, hello? Of course I was asleep. What's keeping you awake all night? I know you have to mail it tomorrow to reach her for Christmas. Send a compact set like your Elgin American. Anyone would adore it. All right, so I'm wonderful. Now go to sleep. Good night.
Don't lose sleep over your gift list. Use that wonderful idea, a matching exquisite Elgin American compact and cigarette case to thrill any woman. Add the matching lighter to impress her even more. These very fashionable sets are great value. Start at just $9.95. $6.95 for Elgin American's companion American Beauty set. Come in sterling silver, too. Tomorrow, buy these stunning compact gifts with matching cigarette case, lighter, or both with the prestige name women prefer, Elgin American.
Okay, now see if you'll get a chance at the $2,000 question. You're going to play the Elgin American game, you bet your life. Fenneman, explain the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of four questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $2,000 question at the end of the show. Our other two couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected major cities of the world as your category. Here's your first question. You have $20. How much are you going to try?
5.
In what country is the city of Leipzig?
Poland. Oh,
One answer between you now. No, I'm sorry. It's Germany.
They now have $15.
Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the 15 will you try?
5 more.
5 more. In what country is the city of Prague?
Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia is right.
Now they have $20
All right,
again.
now you're back where you are. Here's your third question. How much of the 20 are you going to risk?
10 of it.
$10. In what country is the city of Sheffield?
England.
England is correct.
They're on the way now. They have $30.
You've got $30. How much are you going to try?
10.
$10. All right. In what country is the city of Warsaw?
Poland.
Poland is correct.
And they wind up with $40.
Thanks and good luck from Elgin American Compacts. Now stick around. You're still in the running for the big question.
Well, Groucho, the secret word is still hair.
It is.
And our next couple may say it. They've been in a waiting room off stage, and here they come. A postal clerk and a housewife selected by our studio audience just before we went on the air. Mrs. Carrie Wolf and Mr. Jack Nelson meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. And if one of you says the secret word, he wins a 16-millimeter Apollo sound movie projector instantly. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. Jack Nelson. How are you?
Fine.
Jack Nelson, I knew you were the postal clerk. You had that baggy look about you. Where are you from, Jack?
I was born in Mississippi.
Uh-huh. And what zone number?
Well, they didn't have zones in those days.
Mrs. Carrie Wolf? Where are you from, Carrie?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. About 10 minutes ride from the river on a streetcar.
Any particular river?
Mississippi.
Oh, the Mississippi. What does your husband do, Carrie?
He's a chemical salesman.
Chemical salesman?
Yes.
What kind of a salesman is that, huh?
Oh, he sells all kinds of chemicals.
Well, then I guess he's a chemical salesman. Huh? How'd you meet him?
Well, I met him at a picnic. And he said if I had a bathing suit, I'd go in swimming. So I told him I'd loan him mine. He weighed 120 pounds, and I weighed 204. So.
And what were you wearing?
I didn't go in the water. I didn't want to get my hair wet.
Well, Mrs. Wolf, you said hair, and that's the secret word. George, tell her what you win.
A 16-millimeter Apollo sound movie projector. Now, Mrs. Wolf, you can show regular Hollywood sound movies or movies you take yourself. It sells for $129.50.
Jack, tell me, who do you work for? Insufficient postage.
United States Post Office.
You work for the post office, but who's your boss, then?
Well, the Postmaster General.
Don't be so sure, you know. The way things are going in Washington these days, you're liable to find your boss as the Postmaster Admiral. So what do you do as a postal clerk?
Well, I sell money orders. I work in the register section and sort mail.
Sort mail. Tell me, do you run across some pretty interesting confidential letters?
Oh, I never read letters.
Well, then I'll never waste my time writing you a letter. Are there any new postal regulations we should know about this year?
Yes, there's one important one.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, that is to put 2 cents on all unsealed Christmas cards instead of 1.5 cents.
Mm-hmm. Just put a 2-cent stamp on it? Don't you have to put the address on it? Now, posters do. That's you. Tell me, Mr. Nelson. Maybe you don't read letters, but I'll bet you read what's on the postal cards, don't you?
Well, only the ones addressed to myself.
This baby is on to me. Eh? You mean you don't even take a little glance at other people's postal cards?
No.
Well, how do you know where to deliver them? Now, tell me, Dead Letters, I presume the Christmas season is your busiest time. Do you have any advice for our listeners that will make your work easier?
Yes, they could address all letters plainly and be sure that all packages are tied securely and mail the letters early.
Can you read mail when you hold it up to the light?
No.
Oh, you've tried it, huh? Well, it's been interesting having you here, and we want you to have the perfect Christmas gifts from our sponsor, Fenneman.
For Mrs. Wolf, Elgin American's beautiful simulated pearls. They're the finest pearls made by man. I'm sure you'll enjoy them.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And for Mr. Nelson, Elgin American's popular cigarette case with today's smart leather-like look. Something to show off.
Now, let's play You Bet Your Life for $2,000. You run your $20 into more than the other two couples, and you get the chance at the big question later. Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners how much the first couple won.
The newlyweds won $40.
Here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected capitals of states as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
How much you going to try?
10.
$10. All right. What is the capital of Colorado?
Denver.
Denver is correct.
Okay, Groucho, they have $30.
Don't forget, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the $30 will you try?
25.
Is that all right with you, Jack?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. What is the capital of Utah?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City is correct.
They're climbing, Groucho. They have $55.
And here is your third question. How much of the 55 are you going to try?
52.
What about you, Jack? You've got something to say about this, too, you know.
About 50, I think.
50. Is that all right with you, Carrie? All right. Now, what is the capital of South Dakota?
Pierre.
Pierre is correct.
Now they have $105.
All right. You've got $105, and here's your last chance to beat the other couple. Now,
105.
you're going to bet is that all right with you, Jack?
Yes, that's fine.
105. What is the capital of Arkansas?
Little Rock.
Little Rock is correct.
And they wind up with $210.
All right, Carrie. Thanks and good luck from Elgin American Compacts. Now, in just 1 minute, our last couple will play You Bet Your Life, and then we know who gets the $2,000 question. But right now, listen.
Jingle bells, jingle for the girls. Oh, what joy it is to get Elgin American's gorgeous pearls.
That's a woman's theme song this Christmas. Elgin American's new and fabulous simulated pearls are a joy to receive and wear. Make the most luxurious gifts for the most reasonable price. Pearls have a beauty that's always in fashion. And Elgin American pearls have the beauty never seen before. They're a revelation in quality, luster, class. Come distinctively gift boxed, even jewel boxed in metal for her dressing table. Yet all this complete superiority costs just $2 to $20 plus tax. See chokers, ropes, bracelets, earrings, strands for children and teenagers, too. Buy them tomorrow for the gift supreme. They're the simulated pearls of all time, the values of all time. Magnificent Elgin American pearls.
Now then, we'll soon know who's going to earn the most money and get the chance at the $2,000 question. George, who's leading so far?
The postal clerk and the housewife with $210. And the secret word is still hair. Our final couple is coming in from their waiting room. Perhaps they'll say the secret word. We invited some physical instructors to the show tonight, and just before we went on the air, the studio audience selected Mr. Karis Kern and a high school boy, Jules Kirker, to be his partner. Gentlemen, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, Giants, to the Elgin American Club. And if one of you says the secret word, he wins a 16-millimeter movie projector instantly. It's a common word, something you always have with you. So you're a physical a physical instructor.
Yes.
Physical instructor, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Where are you from, Karis?
Colfax, Colorado.
Is that near Hot Fats? Cold Fat?
That's right. I think they changed the name, though.
Well, I should think they would. Where are you from, Shrimp? Huh? Julius, huh?
Yeah. You can call me Jules.
Well, that'll be fun, huh? Call me Jules, too, huh? Where are you from?
I was born in the capital of the United States, Brooklyn.
Not since the World Series, old boy. You have any children at home?
No, I'm only 15.
You have 15 children at home, huh?
No, I'm only 15 years old.
Well, answer the question. Do you have any children at home?
Huh? I have 2 sisters and a brother.
Well, that's a nice-sized family. How long have you been married?
I'm not married.
Well, how'd you meet your wife? Once I fasten on to something, there's no letting it. How'd you meet your wife, Julius?
Well, I haven't got a wife.
Oh, a bachelor, eh? You live all alone?
No, I live with my family.
Now we're getting someplace. Why didn't you say so? How big is your family?
Well, I have 2 sisters, a brother, my mother and father, and myself.
Mm-hmm. You're evading the question. How big is your father?
My father's not so tall, but I have a brother taller than you.
Don't forget I'm sitting down here. And I'm wearing glasses, huh? Mr. Karen, who are you?
I'm a physical director.
Now, you're threatening me, too, huh? Where do you do your physical instructing?
At the Marcy House of Health.
Oh, I thought Marcy was in the cold, cold ground, huh? Well, what do you do in this abattoir, huh? Or slaughterhouse.
We add years to your life and life to your years.
Did you just make that up?
No, that's our motto.
Oh. Now, tell me, body and soul, what are some good exercise people can do at home?
One of the best is open a window and stand for it and take several deep breaths.
No, that wouldn't be any good for me. I haven't got strength enough to open the window, huh? How's your wife, Julius?
I haven't got a wife.
She left you, eh? Well, you still got your family, huh? You tell your father he doesn't scare me a bit. Are you working, Julius?
Sometimes I work down at my dad's store.
What kind of a store?
He has a grocery store down at Bray and Adams.
Uh-huh. What's the name of it?
The Brea Food Center.
You ever hook any stuff down there?
Well, what I do for him is sometimes when he's busy, I stock and answer the telephone sometimes.
What kind of phone calls do you get?
People having orders.
Like what? What do they order?
Food.
I didn't think they ordered underwear in the grocery store. How much dough do you make down there?
All depends.
Depends if your father's out of the store, you mean? Well, what are you saving for?
Need my college education.
Where do you want to go?
Undecided.
Is that near here? You've got a girl, Julius, huh?
Yeah, slightly.
Well, she should be slight at that age. What is she like? Could you describe her, Julius?
Well, she wears jet black hair. Sometimes she wears...
Here we go again. You just said hair, and that's tonight's secret word. George, tell him what he wins.
A 16-millimeter Apollo sound movie projector. Now, Julius, you can show regular Hollywood sound movies or movies you take yourself. It sells for $129.50.
How's your wife, Julius?
Haven't got a wife.
Oh, you got rid of her, huh? Still got your family, I hope. Now, we have some wonderful Christmas gifts for both of you. George?
For Julius, Elgin American's exclusive heart-shaped compact that's definitely different. It's jeweler's bronze that looks like gold. Just the thing for his mother's Christmas present. And for Mr. Kern, this lovely sterling silver compact with 14-karat gold engraving. An Elgin American, of course. His wife will fall in love with it Christmas morning.
Now, let's play You Bet Your Life. If you can beat our other two couples in the quiz, you'll get a crack at the $2,000 question. I can't tell you how much they won, but George is off stage to remind our listeners.
The postal clerk and the housewife are ahead with $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected famous pioneers of science and invention. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, how much are you going to bet on your first question?
10. Okay.
Okay.
Who invented the sewing machine?
Benjamin Franklin. I think it is Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin.
No. I'm sorry. It was Elias Howe. H-O-W-E.
They now have $10.
Well, you're down to $10. Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the $10 will you try?
5.
5.
Okay. Who discovered the preventer for rabies?
Louis Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur is right.
They're climbing back. They have $15.
That's right. Louis Pasteur. That's Tony Pasteur's brother, huh? Now, here's your third question. You have $15. How much are you going to try? $10. Who invented the wireless? One answer between you.
Benjamin Franklin.
No, you're just Benjamin Franklin happy here, that's all. This time it happened to be Marconi.
They now have $5.
Well, now you've sunk all the way down to $5. You're getting as low as Julius here, huh? Now you've got $5. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 5 are you going to try?
Throw the works.
You're going to shoot the works, huh? Who invented the cotton gin? Eli Whitney is correct.
And they wind up with $10. And that means the housewife and the postal clerk with $210 get the chance at the $2,000 question. And now, a word from Myron Wallace.
The name Elgin American means the very finest quality, designing, finish, and craftsmanship. The best value. In exquisite compacts, gorgeous simulated pearls, magnificent dresser sets, magic action lighters, wondrous lighter cases, distinguished cigarette cases, handsome military sets, fascinating musical humidors. Your favorite store has a complete assortment of the newest Elgin American styles right now. See them. And for your own proud use, for thrilling prestige gifts, always buy Elgin American.
And here's the winning couple, Groucho, the postal clerk and the housewife.
Ready to try for $2,000, eh? Good luck. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so talk it over thoroughly. And please, no help from the audience. Ready? The chairman of Europe's Western Union Defense Alliance is a famous British soldier. He wears a beret. For $2,000, what's his name? All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
General Montgomery.
General Montgomery is right, huh? That's right, that's right. That's right, you win $2,000. You had the right answer, so you win $2,000 from Elgin American Compacts. What are you going to do with all that money? What are you going to do with it, Mrs. Wolf?
Whenever I have a streak of good luck, I always remember charity, and then I have to go under 2 major operations, and that'll take care of that.
Well, that's a very worthy way of spending the money. Huh? And while you're thinking of charity, remember, charity begins right here, right? Now, Mr. Nelson, you old postal clerk, you, what are you going to do with your swag?
Well, I'm going to finish buying furniture for the house. And I'd like to make a contribution to the Westview Hospital for Negroes.
Well, you received... Let's see, you received lovely gifts from Elgin American. You won $2,000 plus $210. You really cleaned up tonight. Congratulations.
The Elgin American Show, You Bet Your Life, is a John Goodell production. Transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Bob Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Remember, next week's big question pays $1,000. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx. Presented by the creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, magic action lighters, and finest dresser sets, Elgin American.
Good night, folks. Have you looked at your compact lately? Don't go away now. Bing the Crosby is next, you know.